Good day, everyone. I am Ailyn Evangelista,
And I am JERIE ESTOCI.
and we will be discussing the Constructivist. John Dewey,
Vygotsky,
Jean Piaget.
and Jerome Brunner.
So before we proceed to the Constructivist, let us know first what is Constructivism. So Constructivism is a theory in education that recognizes learners to construct new knowledge and understanding. So in order to learn, students must need to search meaning by discovering or even experiencing. So therefore, knowledge is being constructed. So before we proceed to Jean Piaget's theory of constructivism, let us know first who is Jean Piaget. So Jean William Fritz Piaget is a Swiss psychologist which is known for his work on child development theory. Piaget's constructivism theory. Piaget is known as one of the first theorists in constructivism. His theory indicates that a human creates knowledge through experiencing. So this theory indicates that we create knowledge through our interaction between our experiences and ideas. He argued that people produce knowledge and form meaning based on their experiences. So his theory of constructivism impacts the learner curriculum, since teacher allows students to collaborate through group activities that will let them work together in discovering answers of the given task. He further believed that the individual is the center of the knowledge of creation and acquisition process. Piaget emphasizes the two of the key components which create the construction of an individual's new knowledge, and these are the accommodation and the assimilation. Accommodation is the part of the adaptation process. It involves altering one's existing schemas or ideas as a result of new information or new experience. So this means of reframing and accommodating new experience into the mental capacity that is already present. While on the other hand, assimilation is a way of incorporating new experiences to the old experiences. So Piaget defined this as the cognitive process of fitting new information into existing cognitive schemas, perception, and understanding.
Vygotsky's constructivist theory. Who is Vygotsky? Vygotsky was a seminal Russian psychologist who is best known for his socio-cultural theory. Vygotsky's theory. There are three major themes of Vygotsky's theoretical framework. First is the social interaction. Second is the more knowledgeable other, or MKO. And the last one is the zone of proximal development, or ZPD. Social interaction. Vygotsky felt social learning anticipates development. He stated that every function in the child's cultural development appears twice. First, between people or interpsychological, and then inside the child, or intrapsychological. He believes that young children are curious and actively involved in their own learning and the discovery and development of new understandings. The second one is the more knowledgeable other, or MKO. MKO refers to someone who has a better understanding or a higher ability level than the learner with respect to a particular task, process, or concept. The MKO is normally thought of as being a teacher, coach, or older adult, but the MKO could also be peers, younger person, or even computers. The last one is the zone of proximal development, or ZPD. This is an important concept that relates to the difference between what a child can achieve independently and what a child can achieve with guidance and encouragement from a skilled partner. Vygotsky sees the ZPD as the area where the most sensitive instruction or guidance should be given. allowing the child to develop skills they will then use on their own, developing higher mental functions. So in Vygotsky's theory, he emphasized that children and adults are both active agents in the process of child's development. When applying to teaching, it means that both the teacher and student are seen as active agents in children's learning.
So now, let us move on to John Dewey's constructivism theories. So let us know first, who is John Dewey? John Dewey was an American philosopher, psychologist, and educational reformer whose ideas have been influential in education and social reform. According to his point of view about constructivism, constructivism can build individual and social knowledge. The essence contained in constructivism theory is the meaning of a learning process. Dewey, in GIA 2010, claims that knowledge is uncertain. Knowledge must be applied because it is an interpretation of reality. John Dewey is an American philosopher who has been for a lifetime engaged in elaborating a constructivist theory of knowledge. Dewey's work proclaimed that the learners who engage in real-world activities will be able to demonstrate higher levels of knowledge through creativity and collaboration. That's according to Billing and Hart, 2008.
Jerome Bruner's constructivist theory. So before we proceed to his theory, let us know first who is Jerome Bruner. Jerome Bruner is a well-known psychologist who has made immensely meaningful contributions to cognitive learning theory and human cognitive psychology in the field of educational psychology. In Jerome Bruner's theory, he proposed three modes of representation. First is the enactive representation or action-based, second is the iconic or image-based, and the last one is the symbolic or language-based. In 1960, he adopts a different view and believes that a child is capable of understanding a complex information through spiral curriculum. Bruner stressed that curriculum should be organized in a spiral manner so that the student continually builds upon what they have already learned. For Bruner in 1961, the purpose of education is not to impart knowledge, but instead to facilitate a child's thinking and problem-solving skills, which can then be transferred to a range of situations. He proposes that learners construct their own knowledge and do this by organizing and categorizing information using a coding system. He believes that the most effective way to develop a coding system is to discover it rather than being told it by the teacher. The concept of discovery learning implies the students construct their own knowledge for themselves, also known as the constructivist approach. In 1966, he states that the theory of instruction should address four major aspects. First, the predisposition to learn. Bruner believed that any subject could be taught at any stage of development in a way that fits the child's cognitive abilities. Next is the structure of knowledge. This refers to the ways in which a body of knowledge can be structured so that it can be most readily grasped by the learner. The next one is the effective sequencing. Lesson can be presented in increasing difficulty. Sequencing can make learning easier or more difficult, just like the spiral curriculum. The last one is the reinforcement. Rewards and punishments should be selected and paced appropriately. He felt that ideally, interest in the subject matter is the best stimulus for learning. Thank you for watching. Have fun learning. God bless.